Hello and welcome to this inaugural edition of SciTech Corner. We're here sitting down with Stephanie Rogers, who is the editor of the SciTech desk here at the YDN. So you have this fascinating story for us to start with involving strange meats and a meeting in Manhattan in 1951.
Yes. So Peter, the Explorers Club, is kind of this famous gathering of scientists, journalists, and explorers, and they kind of talk about inquiries and exploration. And they've been meeting since 1904, but in 1951 they had this special dinner hosted by Paul Howe that infamously they might have eaten woolly mammoth meat at. It's kind of been debated over the years and whether this is actually true, whether it's kind of been other sorts of animals. But we found out recently for certain that the Yale Peabody Museum of Natural History has proved that it is not woolly mammoth meat. It was the green sea turtle, otherwise known as the Colonia metis.
So Stephanie, how long did it take for Yale scientists to figure out that it actually wasn't woolly mammoth meat?
Well, they finally started analyzing it in early January 2015, and they actually discovered 4 months later that it was green sea turtle meat. They brought it to a lab in the Environmental Studies building, and they were able to analyze the DNA of evidence there. And then finally they published the study earlier this month.
So our second study concerned zebrafish and their spine development. Why were researchers looking at zebrafish?
So zebrafish are known as a model organism, which means they have a common ancestral relative to human beings, making them kind of this perfect specimens to run different kind of studies on them, whether they're drug studies or just like functional understanding of development studies. And in this case, we looked at the vertebrae development in zebrafish and kind of found a particular element related to scoliosis development in human beings and scoliosis.
So what exactly was discovered here?
So we found that there's this protein cadherin that is associated with the development of the spine. So at optimal levels of the protein cadherin, you'll have good spine development. But then in non-optimal levels, the vertebrae will kind of form like S or curved shape formations that are similar to scoliosis.
Great. You also have a story that's coming down the pipeline. What else is coming out of Yale?
Great. So a special thing coming out of the astronomy department, which will probably be months in the making, because last week Japan just launched a satellite that will actually be kind of looking at black holes, and the data will actually get to be first looked at by 2 Yale scientists as well as some other scientists across the nation. But it's nice that kind of Yale has first dibs on this exciting exploration into the stars.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next month on SciTech Corner.
My main passion really is the study of the largest galaxies in the local universe. They're called brightest cluster galaxies. What an interesting question to ask is, how did today's largest galaxies form and evolve?
So how did they form and evolve?
We're still